Put your hands together and your knees apart for Reality Riffs Podcast, Episode 14. I'm Jess. Alongside me is my sexy, unique husband/co-host, Philip Reed.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Woo!
All right.
It is BPR.
Episode 14, you said?
Season 11, episode 14.
So it's
For old Tom's sake. Lala celebrates her 33rd birthday with a burlesque party. Schwartz makes Katie an indecent proposal. The burlesque, that's how, put your hands together and your knees apart. That's how
it starts.
Yeah, that's how the MC introduced. I just thought it was fun. I'm like, hey, that might be our new introduction.
All right.
At least today.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. And we'll see if it hooks us any more followers out there. You guys should like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, and join our Patreon because we do this nude.
Absolutely.
We are recording nude right now. And just kidding. But for the right price, we could.
We could start an OnlyFans with this podcast.
I think if we had like $100 tier, but you have to commit for a year. Like, you don't just get to come in and watch the whole backlog of us talking naked and then be like, I'm good. I'm good. No, but I think it would just hook them in.
Well,
when we start one.
All right. Well,
okay, we start out at something about her, and it's Anne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like surprise right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Still not open.
But hey, Anne has a new job, so that was good.
Yeah, but in real time she doesn't, because I guess she was just hired to do, like, to help with what is a POS system? Because I was a piece of shit. But is it like just
might be like purchase orders? Well, might be like purchase orders or something, right? Like
okay.
You might have to do with something with their inventory system or something. I don't know.
That's kind of what, just from the context, I kind of thought. But she helped put that in place. She said, I don't know, just did some odd jobs. But then she had to go to a temp agency. But okay. Anyway, sorry. When Lisa comes in, she asks...
obligatory scene.
Well, yeah, but this is kind of, this is actually a little interesting because it goes to the something about her of it all that, I mean, we were just kind of glossing. Like, we ended last season with, something about her sandwich tasting, and
then they just recycled that whole bit.
Well, yeah, but like, the thing I find funny is those two girls busted Tom and Tom's balls for not being able to get Schwartz and Sandy's up and running, and they had a huge, I don't know how huge, but a bigger restaurant, and they did a lot of demolition and building up and like, I'm not saying the girls didn't have a lot to deal with, it's just, don't talk like that until you walked a mile in someone's shoes. Restauranting is not easy.
Well,
that comes from a kid whose parents owned a restaurant her whole life.
Well, that's like any project, right? It's going to take you twice as long and cost you twice as much.
Yeah, and you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
everybody's got something to say when they think they know.
well, I know, but Lisa comes in and asks about opening and then how she spoke to Chef Penny. And I didn't realize that Penny had been Lisa's like lady.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, but I think anyway they're gonna part ways, and Lisa thinks it's a bad idea because she thinks Penny could teach the girls
Mm-hmm.
a thing or two. And yes, that has value, but it also tells me that Chef Penny is like, oh, this is going to be more successful than I gave you bitches credit for. I want more. It's like, no, 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 no. You guys totally, even Lisa said, yeah, she said she was fine with that.
And now
And it,
she's not.
yeah,
So okay, that's fine. Then or they can just run it without Penny.
yeah, but I would, oh gosh, I would just
I'm on Penny.
implore anyone
I'm on
out
Penny's
there.
side.
I don't know if I'm on Penny's
Sees
side,
the
but
needs
I'm
of
on
production.
Lisa's side because I think there is a vast difference from working in restaurants. I don't even care if you've done it for 20 years and owning a restaurant.
Oh,
And so I think Lisa's right. Chef Penny probably would have had a lot of valuable information. However, if she's not willing to work within the confines of their agreement, I would think Chef Pennies are a dime a dozen out there. Go ahead, walk out. We'll find a different mentor who's going to, because those girls want to do it on their own. I don't think they
mm-hmm.
want a third partner.
Well, yeah, I get that. That's okay. Then start making sandwiches.
Right?
It's like that's fine. I get it.
I
But
just wonder how much. I think these Vanderpump Rules people, even the smarter ones, like Katie and Art, they seemingly smarter ones, because I don't know them in real life, have piss poor money management issues. Like, how much do you think the lease on a business in Los Angeles would cost for like a year or two, however long they.
yeah, I don't know.
Holy
A lot.
shit. Lisa even closed Pump because they raised her rent, and that was a successful business. It wasn't
Probably
like,
10 grand a month.
God dang. Yeah. Plus any licensing you would need.
And that's probably not turning the lights on and running the water. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Or, yeah, employees.
mm, so yeah. I mean, yeah.
Such a
Lisa's right. They're
gamble.
gonna have to sell a fuckload of sandwiches, man.
Okay, so then we move on to Kyle Chan's. Sheena comes in, and then Tom does, and basically they're all getting ready for San Francisco. And in the confessional, Tom starts talking about Kyle Chan, and I know that you probably rolled your eyes, but in this case, I didn't. Because just put yourself in Tom Sandoval's shoes. The whole world hates you. You have people coming up to you in restaurants telling you, sorry, man, but I had to unfollow you from Instagram because it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
Jesse what is it? Montana? But for there to be one person who has a very reputable business, he could have lost a lot
Yeah.
too, but he was there for. I think that would cause anyone to be emotional a little bit, like.
Yeah, but I still think it's a fake cry, and I think it's just an excuse to throw his fingernails up in front of the camera.
Jeez. agree to disagree.
Sure.
How did you feel about this episode? I forgot to ask you that at the start.
It was pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I thought
like I
that
said,
was pretty good.
I kind of got the whole, I got a lot out of it. I made a lot of connections to.
For an episode that seems to be setting up for next week, I thought it was really good.
Oh yeah, for a setup, it's for sure.
But anyway,
I got more to say about that. So.
Anyway, Chan is worried about the way he's worried about San Francisco after the way that Sheena and Tom left the
Right.
pool party. And I can't say I blame him. And so
Well, yeah, you guys aren't gonna fucking fuck up my event. You guys aren't gonna come in there and go all Jim Morrison on me and start fucking throwing shit around and
this is a
crazy.
real thing.
Yeah.
This isn't just for Vanderpump Rules,
Yeah.
kids. But so Tom apologized, and I don't know if it was for Kyle's benefit or Sheena's, and because I was like, no, and she's like, she almost didn't put it out, but then decided the song.
Mm-hmm.
She almost didn't put it out, but then decided to because it wasn't really about him. Well, except that one part. She starts crying and I just can't with this girl. It's backpedaling. Because she was bragging that one episode how it was about the affair. And then when she goes and talks to Tom and Tom, she's like, well, only one part, that one part about you. And he gets up and walks away. And I'm just like, and everyone's supposed to feel sorry for her.
Yeah, she's a little. I wonder like what the story is inside of her head. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Like it's not like she isn't able to watch herself back.
Yeah.
All these years, and Sheena's always Sheena'd. Like that's the one thing about Sheena is she's always been this way. She's a lot. And that's coming from someone who's a lot. But Kyle kind of, he's been a little bit of a voice of reason, right? Like, isn't that...
Well, yeah, because, I mean, he's an adult, right? Like, he's the one...
So are Sheena and Tom. It's so sad.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, age doesn't make you an adult, right? Like,
right.
And, I mean... Yeah, like these people are, emotionally stunted. Like,
I just feel like Kyle Chan is the type of dude I could chill out with.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't really like. He's kind of like me. I think he loves the drama, but keep it out of my life. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want drama in my life, but you got some in yours. Tell me more. Like, and I'll keep that stuff like a vault, but it's just entertaining. I love it. As long as nobody's getting hurt. But anyway, Lala and Katie are together.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the weirdest things I've ever witnessed happens. Lala calls Sandoval to make sure he knows she's having a party and to also make sure he knows he's not invited. And I'm like, is that a thing?
Well, I think it is once, the dude has thrown a few fits and ruined a few fucking gatherings. You know what I mean? Like.
Then you say to Schwartz, no Sandoval. This is my birthday. Mm-hmm. It's very important to me. You say to everybody you've invited.
Oh, yeah,
not everyone is invited.
Yeah.
No plus ones. No Sandoval. You tell everyone else. I don't think you need to call someone and
Yeah,
say,
but
don't be coming to my party.
yeah, well, no, but I think I think she's kind of, she's thinking ahead, right? She's like, okay,
Oh,
well,
yeah, I'm not saying
I can either have this conversation about, well, why didn't you just talk to me about it? But,
huh?
we can have that conversation later, or we can just talk about it right now.
But here's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from Sandoval's point of view when he's like, happy birthday. I wasn't invited. I wasn't going to just show up,
Oh yeah, but I mean,
which was cool, which I
mm,
thought, see, this episode kind of brings me back to old Sandoval because he's acting the way that he used to. Whether it is an act, I don't know, because he wasn't able to control himself from the other episodes.
well, I mean, that's one thing I did notice about, like, I still hate the guy, but at least I felt like he wasn't as erratic.
Or defensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like up until this point, he's pretty much, really defensive, and just the dude just seems like he's on the edge all the time, like he's about to go over.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe he, got on some Zoloft or something, and
Possibly, but also I think the group slowly
the house,
welcoming him back.
and the house issue getting resolved. Like that's sort of the big thing, right? Because I mean, Ariana might never want to see the dude again, but I mean, at least once they're kind of get some distance, maybe they don't want each other to die, right? Like,
well, they weren't. She didn't yell at him this time when they were. But anyway, we'll get there. But I just thought that was weird. What else? Yeah, I was just thinking. I can't imagine making or receiving that call. Like, I really can't.
But then they're just
Oh yeah, Lala was shocked to see Sheena and Sandoval. Like,
what's she doing there?
well, I mean, it was a really big fight. I would have been shocked if I would have seen two people fighting like that, saying the things that they said, and then the next day that it's just all copacetic.
Yeah, that sounds like Sheena
and Sandoval, yeah. Are you ready to move on to Lala's 33rd party?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's a burlesque show, so guess what? I'm going to let you take it away. But first, before you do, we find out more and more about Brock was raised a Mormon.
Oh, yeah.
This was something we didn't know. I mean, not even...
He was a Mormon farm boy.
Yes, and so he doesn't know where to look. And it's adorable. But yes, talk about the burlesque party.
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, there was, Lala just sitting there, feeling like a badass. Said something about being like Jesus or something.
Well, she wasn't going to go out like that, because wasn't Jesus 33 when they hung him on the cross?
Well, yeah, just don't go and, flip over the money changers' tables and you'll probably be fine.
Or claim to be the, King of Jews,
I don't think
Son of God.
I still don't think anybody gave a shit until he started fucking with their money. That's usually how it goes. But anyways, yeah, so that happened, and then...
Oh, Lala asked Sheena why she was with Sandoval, and I loved Ariana's stank face the whole time as Sheena goes on and on about missing Sandoval, blah, 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 blah.
I miss my friend.
I'm just like, she's not the one to talk about Sandoval with.
Well, see, in Sheena's...
I mean, Ariana is.
Well, I know, and see, that's the thing. And I mean, like, so what Sheena wants is...
permission?
Permission that Ariana can't give, right? Like she just can't. Like, you want to be friends with Tom? Like, no, fuck that motherfucker.
No, she even tells Brock later she
Mm-hmm.
loves Sheena too much to let her.
Oh yeah, we'll get there,
Yeah.
but just like this whole, like, Sheena wants permission from Ariana. Ariana can't give it to her. Sheena needs to be like Lala is, right? Like Lala is
Yeah.
basically like, and that's the whole thing. Like I think if anybody's kind of really standing out for me this season, it's Lala, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's the one that's kind of being like, yeah,
Right.
she's acting like a badass. She's kind of taking charge, and
That's just Lala. Like, she's pretty.
well, yeah, but when everybody else is sitting around fucking still kind of dumbstruck about how to go on with their lives after
Yeah.
Scandival, she's like, and, but I mean, my point is, though, is that she's just kind of like, she doesn't ask Ariana's permission to go and talk to Tom. You know what I mean? She just kind of
Uh-huh.
asserts her right to do it. Like you can hate me if you want to, but like I'm not.
I think with. Well, for
But
one.
Lala's not sitting there going, but I love Tom and I miss him so much. It's a little different, right? Like she's
I
like,
know.
I will be in the same room and talk to the guy.
But. Um. The only. I'm not. Oh, God. Anyway. There are certain differences I get because Lala was never as close to Tom
Mm-hmm.
and Ariana as Sheena,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I just, and I get it. I don't get it
Well,
actually.
no, because I understand that, but she could have easily been like Katie, right? And been like, I am team Ariana all the way. Like there is a fucking, I am the wall. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, but Katie hated Tom before.
mm, oh yeah, she's just like, this basically is for her. This is just Tom doubling down on being the biggest fucking asshole in the world, right? So
Yeah.
it just confirms everything she already knew. Okay.
And then, so are we at Sheena and Brock's
Yeah.
getting ready for San Francisco?
Mm-hmm.
And Brock is pumped for the 20s party. And I learned one more thing about him. He's
Mm.
never had rice or roni. He's never even heard of it.
That's probably not a bad
Actually, I
thing.
think I've only had rice or roni maybe twice in my life.
I would. I
It kind
mean,
of sounds good.
is that America's contribution to global culture?
I just like
Rice-A-Roni?
really salty food,
Mm.
and it's pretty salty. What else happened there, Phil?
Um, I mean, that was pretty much it. Sheena wants some time alone with Brock. Um, because apparently with all of their not working, they're not getting enough time together. But
Yeah, I
I,
don't.
but I mean, to be fair, I get it because I mean we have to lock the kids out of the room for an hour and a half a week, and that's what we get. So,
Yeah, and they're much older than Summer
mm,
Moon. I remember when they were Summer's age, somebody had to keep an eye on them, at least until they're sleeping.
yeah, I saw the Roaring Twenties party, and then I was thinking about like the Roaring Twenties sucked, and I feel like people didn't get the message from Great Gatsby. But
Yeah, but movies and glamorizing stuff.
oh no, I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about the novel. But then I'm
Oh,
just talking about the Roaring Twenties in general, right? Like what a crazy, shitty, hedonistic fucking time, and that's pretty much what Vanderpump Rules is, right? So except
yeah.
for these guys aren't. They're kind of like those Gatsby characters in that, um, right? The guys all think that they're like Gatsby and they're chasing Daisy, right? And and but they're not. They're fake Gatsby's. They might be Nick Carraway, maybe. And then the girls, they all think they're Daisy, but they're Myrtle.
They're Myrtle.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never watched the movie because I thoroughly enjoyed the book. Really, I did.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
then we get Ariana. We get Dan in the flesh.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And we also get one of my favorite housewives or like reality TV tropes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's listening to food orders. And usually they get stuff that, sushi or stuff that I really could never ever eat, but like just the couple things that they
Mm-hmm.
ordered sounded
Kind of.
delicious. Like, okay, for one, the burrata, mozzarella sticks, and then Ariana orders steak, medium rare.
Mm,
I don't, and someone got ceviche, which pass because isn't that raw fish
I
chopped up?
I don't know.
I've seen it on Below
I
Deck. They make ceviche a
yeah.
lot. It's a like a seafood thing
Is it kind of like a sort of like a tartar sort of thing
where it's chopped up and then
yeah,
like
they
they
do like a
take that
steak.
metal thing, the mold, and then they fill it up.
They put an egg on top of it.
I don't know. Here, let me Google.
I know like on
I just
beef like
know.
steak tartare, they put like a raw egg on top of it.
I just know when I've watched on Below Deck, it just looks disgusting. Okay, is a dish consisting of fish or shellfish marinated in citrus and seasoning. I bet you would like it. Yeah, I bet you'd like it.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
You like that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're introduced to Dan, and what were you going to say?
Um, oh, nothing. They was talking about their long distance relationship and how it's good for them because it forces them to take things slow.
I know, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm gonna get to more Dan thoughts later because I'll let this soak in too because so far
No,
it's okay.
yeah, he's an unknown quantity at this
Yeah,
point, right? So,
and he seems to have the everybody code word
mm-hmm.
in his lexicon.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Everybody might want to come up and shake your hand.
that's Tom's new name. Everybody.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna start putting down for
Yeah,
my
so you can
notes now.
keep them straight.
Tom is just gonna be everybody from now on.
Yeah, it really. Of course, I. I guess I didn't focus on the thought so much prior to having to take notes on this show. Not only do they have the same first name, they have the same initials. Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval. So TS doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
Tom doesn't work. So it's always Schwartz and Sandoval. I got or Tom, depending on which scene or who. But anyway, we're going to, I can't remember where, but Tom is performing.
Oh yeah, he sucks on the trumpet.
Oh, remember I told you he plays the trumpet, just not well. And we would know because we both played trumpet like in the 5th grade.
Like I sit there and listen to high school band kids blowing into a trumpet every day.
You do? You can hear it from your room?
Well, no, but every once in a while, I'll just kind of walk by the band room. And yeah, and like they're better. I'm just saying.
No, but we get to see Tom's mom again, and every time we see her, I'm reminded of how much he looks like his dad. But his mom is so cute. She doesn't care what anyone's saying about her son. She is just so happy to be there. Even later on in the
Mm-hmm.
crowd, she's so proud of him. And he's singing, "Hey, let's touch in public." I love that. Hey, I think "Let's
Mm.
Touch in Public" is a far superior song to "Good as Gold." There, I said it.
All right.
I said it. I still haven't listened to Apples because I don't want to give them the view.
We get a shot of Joe in the crowd, which makes me really
Oh,
uncomfortable.
jump scare.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, no, because I love Joe, but
Yeah.
it makes me
I mean, I
uncomfortable
knew we were.
having
I mean,
her
I knew
there.
from sort of the when they did the flashbacks at the beginning, um, that because they did show that scene with them on the couch, and so I was like, we're gonna end up seeing Joe again.
Yeah, I didn't think we were. Not after the interview she did with Rachel. I kind of thought that.
Well, I'm just saying what you need to do is watch those flashbacks at the beginning of the show because they're not. It's not just filler.
Well, no, but that's just kind of when I'm
Mm,
getting comfy and I'm getting ready to watch my show.
okay.
And yeah.
Well, so you got a jump scare, and I got what I was expecting, just not necessarily how I was expecting it.
Well, they go out. She and Tom go
I'm like, why
outside,
is yeah?
and he's just so weird around. Like,
How
have
many
you?
dudes you bang? That's like the first thing he says to
Ah,
her, right? Like
I know, and
I
she, poor Joe. But he mentioned San Francisco, which I had no idea she was invited to.
mm-hmm.
And he gets, this is where I get pissed off at him because he's getting her all excited about the things that they're gonna do. And he's making it sound like the two of them are going to be doing these things together
Mm-hmm.
as a couple.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree? Like, they're gonna taste
Yeah.
this, they're gonna.
We're gonna go hang out. Well, because that's what he says. We're gonna hang out together, right? Like
Yeah.
he says that to her.
And I really, you know how I love Joe,
Mm-hmm.
but I wish she wasn't going. I'm afraid everyone will be mean to her, and Tom will leave her on an island alone. He used to do it to Katie all the time. It's just that Katie was friends with that group, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if Joe has anybody there. Who does she hang out with other than?
Yeah, and I mean there might be some other people off camera or whatever, but um, still, it's just because he says said something about getting married in 8 years or
Yeah,
something. What the fuck was that?
it's more mixed signals. Right after he says, "I don't want to send mixed signals." He said that to
Yeah.
her, and she's like, "I know, we're just friends."
Mm.
That robot, and he's like, "No, no, listen, listen." Then he yelled it to a passerby. He's like, "Yeah, this is Joe.
Why
She's
is she still
awesome."
fucking with him?
I don't think she is in current day. As long as far as Rachel's podcast,
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it was just sort of
last
like
week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago.
one last hope, I guess, maybe from Joe or something. I don't know.
But in her confessional, like after he said that about the marriage
Mm-hmm.
thing, they cut to her confessional, and even she's like, "I'm getting whiplash."
Mm-hmm.
It's like being on a roller coaster or something. I don't remember exactly what she said, but.
Which tells me though that she kind of believes it, and so it's just like
Well, no, okay.
because if she just listens to it and it's bullshit, she's not getting whiplashed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I think they do those confessionals so far out, there may be a couple more things that keep piling up and because if she is in love with him, she sees those red flags. She's just ignoring them. Because there's a chance if I hold out for 8 years, I could marry this man. Oh gosh, poor Joe.
well,
But
I hope that I haven't checked online, but I hope Schwartz is getting fucking drug. I assume that he is. I don't know. I'll have to go
Yeah, I
skim
do.
Reddit and see.
Well, I don't know because everybody seems to hate Joe. I don't know why. Because she's annoying?
I don't. I mean, I don't.
I don't even think she's that annoying. Well, maybe when she
Okay,
makes sound effects, that's
okay. See,
weird.
and I
But
guess maybe it's because I'm not part of the fandom or something, right? Like I don't have any favorites in this show. I think they're all shit. So I'm just kind of like,
no, but they're mean about her.
well, that's what I mean. But like, I don't understand the fans. Like, are they watching this objectively, or are they
I
cheering,
don't
or do
know.
you guys cheer for your favorites? Because I don't have any favorites. I'm
But I
watching this
mean,
like a
why
zoo.
can. But I don't think Katie is
Mm.
anybody's favorite. And so I don't think they're hating Joe on behalf. Like a lot of people will say that, oh, she knew about Sandoval and Rachel's affair long. And I was like, but she wasn't even friends with Ariana. Like, why are you putting this on that girl? For all she knows, they have an open relationship.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe I need to go argue with strangers on the internet about Joe for a while because
know. No, you don't need to argue about Vanderpump Rules. But we're at the airport, and this is when I have to question how far is San Francisco from LA? Because I feel like if it's just a day trip, it'd be cheaper to drive.
driving sucks, and if you got the
It
money to
does.
fly, why wouldn't you fly?
Yeah, yeah.
You Uber to the airport and you get off, and then you Uber to your Airbnb in downtown San Francisco, and you're on foot from there. Fuck man, you're good to go.
Okay. And this is another part where I'm gonna warn you. My my view's going to shift a little later on.
Okay.
But for now, I'm feeling like Lala's being too judgmental about Dan because even if they don't work out,
Mm-hmm.
let her be happy. He's a he looks like a great rebound. Like he respects her. They're having fun. Like, I mean, just let her.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't know the whole story because she's talking about something about, oh, she's the
She was at
one.
a wedding
I don't know,
or
like
what?
she's the one, right? Like, and like some woman that just got out of a 10-year relationship and still living with her ex. Like,
Oh, Lala. She thinks that.
yeah, but like, so did he say that? I didn't know, like, he was talking like that. Like, oh, you're the one. We're gonna,
No,
like,
no.
that would be different.
You heard their conversation at
I'm
dinner.
just telling you what Lala said. So, I mean, I'm not like, if
No,
she,
no, no. She's like, but you're the one I'm gonna settle down and be in a relationship with, even though your life's a shit show right now. And I'm just like, let the girl have fun. It's
why,
a
I would
long
say,
just
I think both of our lives were a shit show and we got together.
yeah, but we didn't get out of Scandival.
No, but I mean, I think we're still coming out of some very
But you were
shocking
never
situations.
you would never have been a rebound to me. Like it would have to be all or nothing for you. Like I knew
Oh yeah, I mean,
from
TOL baby. We
yeah,
knew that it was happening. Like this was happening. That noise out there was happening.
yeah. 3 months after we decided to be in a relationship, we were married.
Well, it's not like we were just in a relationship. But you guys have to listen to our book podcast for that because
Yeah,
we'll
coming
get
soon.
we'll get into depth.
Too oh woo. Okay, so where am I at? Let me see. Okay, so we are at the air. Oh yeah, how far
Um,
do you think San Francisco is from LA?
I
We already talked about that.
don't know. I guess that there's probably a hour flight or so, 45 minutes. I mean, but shit, that's just going up into the air and coming back down for the most part, you know. It's like, well, I figured flying to like say Salt Lake from Billings or something like that, right? Like you
45
yeah,
minutes.
you get up in the air and you're maybe, you know, in the air for about 30 minutes before you're, you know, descending.
Yeah. I like flying.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it weren't so expensive. I'd do it more often.
And I think it's pretty cheap. We need to look at those tickets to Arizona.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to have to drive. It is a long drive for the wedding. Okay. And
Oh,
the sooner you book, the better, probably. Okay.
oh yeah. And then Tom's gonna be low key. He's like, I'm gonna be low key.
Well, I think um Dan and so far Dan and Sandoval have handled it pretty good.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But and this is where Sandoval is showing a little maturity by hanging back because you can see how badly he just wants to go. Even just you could see him just staring at him,
mm-hmm.
waiting for the moment when maybe, just maybe, he'll make eye contact and I can be,
Hey,
"Hey, Tom Sandoval, how are ya?"
how's it going? You want some sunglasses? Can I get you some shoes? How about a sword?
It's signed by Randy Jackson. Penis flute. Oh yeah, and oh well, remember when I forgot to write that down. But remember when Sandoval and Sheena were at Kyle Chan's
Mm-hmm.
and and Lala was like, "What are you guys do or what are you guys doing?" And he's like, "You know that Chinese
Oh,
art
the when they repair the pottery with
with
gold.
the gold?" I was thinking to myself, they should have did that with his penis flute. Like,
Oh
anyway, I
well,
forgot.
Craig glued it back together for him probably.
No, Anne
Oh,
did. Don't
she's
you?
a trooper. That Anne.
I know. Anyway, they check in to the hotel. This is just the weirdest fucking hotel I've ever seen. Don't
I
the
think it.
rooms look like little boys'
I think
bedrooms?
no. I think it's a. I think somebody converted an old apartment building into like an Airbnb.
But why are they decorated like it's like you go into a furniture store and everybody's bedrooms looks like it belongs in the children's section,
Yeah,
especially Sandoval. You know, just
well, might have been hard to find a
and they
pretty
could
good.
those things could have been really cute with the
Mm-hmm.
brownstone type of brick. You know, so I don't, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, because and I don't think the girls are in the same spot because
Well, I think Ariana and Dan have more of a sweet
yeah,
situation.
wherever Lala, yeah, and Lala, they look like they're at a Comfort Inn or something. A place that has like a you know a breakfast bar in the morning, you know, where you can go and get your
Yeah.
fake eggs and
Continental
oatmeal.
breakfast.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Schwartz goes into Sandoval's room and he's like, "Wow, my room's so much better." And then they talk a little bit about Dan and Sandoval's all, I should give Dan the lowdown like Ariana did to T. And I'm like, please do. Please do. Because, not to get ahead of myself, but I've seen that man's almost naked body and he looks like he won't back down from a fight. He looks like I bet you he could kickbox. I know he's a personal
Yeah.
trainer, but he looks, and I'm
Well,
not stereotyping, but I bet he knows some kind of martial arts. That's
well,
mostly because of his ponytail.
when I was in Korea in the army,
Uh-huh.
um, we had the Korean army guys like there were, you know, because we were there, and then there was the Korean army. But in our unit, we had Korean Army guys that came and, you know, kind of fought alongside us. And, but like, we had this one guy, and I don't even know where he was from. His name was Metzmer or something. And, but he just hated Korea. He hated being there. He was always bitching. Like,
Was he Korean or
no, he
American?
was an American. And, you know, just always talking shit about Korea and Koreans. Well, his roommate, like one of these, they're called KATUSAs. It's like an acronym that stands for something. But anyways, his roommate was this guy, a friend of mine named Corporal Nam, and Nam was like just a really chill dude. Like when I think like Hochul was like Nam,
Yeah,
like the
okay.
same dude, just really chill, just like kind of go with the flow. You know, but he was kind of small, really kind of unassuming. His English wasn't great, so he was really quiet.
Mhm.
Um, and I remember he went into his room one day, and I don't know what Mesmer had said to him, but Mesmer had started talking shit about Korea and Koreans. And I mean, Nam started just like going off on him like Taekwondo style. Dude actually jumped on a desk and did a spin kick off a desk into frickin' Mesmer's face.
Like Jackie Chan?
Yeah, like it was like serious, like yeah, it was like
Oh,
holy shit. And it was just like you just looked at this dude in a whole different way after that. It was like oh shit, like because
oh,
he's such a
too bad.
chill, unassuming dude, and it was just like all of a sudden he's like doing freaking movie style kicks and like knocking this dude across the room.
Nowadays, everyone be like, please tell me somebody got that on their phone.
Oh yeah,
Because, like,
oh yeah. Back in those days, shit. When I would call home, I had a phone card. I had to dial the 1-800
on a
number.
payphone or,
Yep.
oh, jeez. No, that's hilarious because I've only, I think I've only seen maybe 5 bar fights, and only once was my crew in it, and it was inadvertently. It wasn't even, it was more like they were trying to peel people off.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start doing that, you become targeted by the people who are just throwing fists at that point, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like security. But no, this is Montana, where not many places have
There's not gonna be any
security.
security. You're just gonna have to
No,
like
so
try to
someone's gonna
sneak
have to
out.
pass out or whatever. But what did you um what did you think about them talking about Dan?
Um, no, I mean that's pretty much
Did they talk about anything else?
no, not really. It was just kind of like a little throwaway scene on the way to the airport.
Oh no, I'm talking about when they were in Tom Sandoval's room.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, but I mean it was still kind of just a little throwaway scene before they got down to um, Pier 39.
Oh yeah. And okay, so is this when,
This is when everybody's bitching about being cold.
yeah, okay. So
All of a sudden they're buying fucking hoodies and shit out of
well, yeah, because it is so funny when Tom
tourist
looks
shops.
at Schwartz and is like, dude, why are you wearing shorts? And he's like, from Minnesota. And I remember when I went to college in Tempe, Arizona, and it was like, I don't know, 60 degrees out. I just had a hoodie on,
Mm-hmm.
no coat or nothing. My friend Greg, he's like, aren't you freezing? And then my friend, our mutual friend Ariel, she was like, she's from Montana, Greg. He's like, oh yeah,
See,
we're not.
I used to be that when I was younger, right? When especially like I was down in
Yeah,
Texas.
shorts all year.
Yeah. Down in Texas, it's 45 degrees. I'm like, why can't I wear my shorts? Like,
Yeah,
45 degrees out here.
yeah.
Um, but
It's
I mean, I got
it's
kids.
pre-summer.
it'll be 20 degrees outside, and I'll watch kids walk into the school wearing shorts, and I'm like, what the fuck is
Oh,
wrong with you guys? Like,
were your good pants in the
yeah.
wash?
But that's just me, my old age, because my old age, I don't like cold. Like now, you'll see me if I have to go
Oh,
outside.
it gets in your
I got the
bones.
coveralls on. I got the coat on. I got no exposed skin, whatever. Like, but I mean, sometimes like when we were living in Lincoln, I would sit there and have to snow blow the frickin' mile out to the damn highway and
I know you're kind of
15 below.
sweating because you're all bundled up
Mm-hmm.
and. But anyway, Schwartz and Sandy have a little heart to heart,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's so funny because they're looking at Alcatraz, and Schwartz is like, "I think I could make it."
You know how many prisoners probably sat there and went, fuck, dude, if I can just get to that water, man, I can make that.
I was just
But isn't
laughing.
it shark? Aren't there sharks? I thought that
Yeah,
was like one of the big things too. Is like
there's
a shark infested waters.
sharks, there's those waves, there's rocks, there's like just getting to the water is good luck.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought, but yeah, I've heard there's shark infested waters, but do sharks like it that cold? If it gets to 58, 60, like how warm would the ocean?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how warm the water would be. I guess I'd imagine.
Because don't marine life need warmer water? Or maybe they just come up at certain times of the year?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I know nothing about. I mean, I'm sure sharks migrate. I'm sure they got some sort of migratory path. I,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about marine biology, but I'll look into that. I'll get back to you.
But anyway, I thought it was great when Tom Schwartz says he needed this reset from LA
Mm-hmm.
and his seething rage. And Tom Sandoval smiles. He's like, seething rage? But in this scene, no offense, honey, but there was something about Tom Sandoval. He's looking good. Love him or hate him. He was blessed in the looks department. But I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because the mustache is gone and he doesn't have the long hair, which made that slicked back, that makes his hairline look weird or something. Because he had a baseball cap
Mm-hmm.
on too. And then he had like, yeah. I think that he's better looking than Dan. There, I said that too. Ooh, don't beat me up. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. But is this where, oh yeah. And this is where Tom says that he's ready to move
Move
in.
in. He's ready to commit.
He proposes this with handcuff,
Yeah.
keychain.
Here you go. In 8 years, though, Joe is going to be moving in. We're getting married.
I don't know if
I think
maybe they'll get a different place, you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking if they try to do some sort of spin off with these guys.
Well, you know what I could actually see is them doing a spin-off with Jax now that he and Brittany are getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm. So it's just going to be the 3 douche-headed bachelors.
Yeah. The 3 amigos. But
God, that sounds like it's going to be a train wreck.
And then next we enter my nightmare, this little boat called Wine Therapy. And I'm thinking, do they not feel their lives are in as much danger as it looks like they are on television, because there were several times it looked like they were gonna capsize, or I don't, it looked really, really freaky, and nobody was freaking out. And there was a parasailer that landed. What happened to him?
Probably got back up and started sailing again.
Oh, so cold.
Oh no, if you got a wetsuit on, you don't feel that shit at all, man. Like if you got a good like I when I was in Korea and I was surfing, I had a wetsuit that was like good for down to like basically about 30, 40-degree water, right? Like you didn't feel that water.
I bet they felt crashing
And
into
plus,
that.
and you can get mittens and the whole like you could be like basically so only your face is like that, right? And you'll come out
So
bone dry.
then you, but this person that was parasailing,
Mm-hmm.
um, would they need to wait for somebody they know to come pick them up, or does the wind just take you up
Yeah, no,
and
they
away
they
again?
they know how to like move that sail. So basically, that sail will pull them up with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it needs to be a windy day.
yeah. You can't do that without wind. Like out of Browns Lake, you see dudes out there just
Oh, I
booking
bet.
across the lake, man. Like it would just be flying.
Always windy there.
Mm-hmm.
Still fun to kayak. So anyway, they finally get to smoother waters, and then they actually get off the boat. Did anything happen in the boat noteworthy to you?
Um, I'm trying to think here.
I just thought I'd be freaking out.
Um,
But
oh yeah, the boys get to drive the boat.
oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, drinking wine on a rocking boat just sounds awful. Like you can tell they were like, let's go get a few shots and then we're coming back in. Like I don't think they were out there for very long.
Mm-mm.
Um, but yeah, the boys all get to ride the boat, and girls don't understand why the boys get excited about driving a boat.
I would.
Yeah, well, it's like
Let me have a chance. It's like something that I will never get a chance to do. I mean,
yeah,
I have driven a boat on Redwater, but those are just fishing boats.
yeah,
They're motor,
you're gonna be a
but
sea captain.
yeah,
I
this
mean,
is,
I'm a sea captain now.
yeah, it has like one of those. Well, I don't know if it has like a captain's wheel
I would
anymore.
be. I could hold that wheel for 5 seconds, and I would spend the rest of my life talking about the days when I was a pirate. I was a captain of a pirate ship.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd always be really vague about it, but like for 5 seconds, I was a captain, and when I was captain, it was a pirate ship.
Okay, so we get off the boat, and this has to be a producer setup because we have Ariana and Brock paired up just walking around, and it's weird. I don't know why they need to be together other than for Brock to ask Ariana how it's going with Tom, and I'm like, stop talking to Ariana about Tom. They got along on the boat. Let's be happy. Baby steps. Nobody got yelled at. Okay? And so that leads me into, how do you define forgiveness? Because I am way more on the side of Ariana of grave rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to look that up because I had to make sure I was. But I am, and it's healthy.
Yeah, I don't think that. To me, forgiveness is unconditional love, and by that I mean I don't have any ill will towards somebody, right? I can understand that if somebody's done something shitty, Could be because of trauma, could be for mental illness, could be for any number of reasons. I can accept that in one hand and say, okay, I understand. On the other hand, I can say, and I can keep that person in my heart and hope the best for them. And on the other hand, I can say, and you can stay the fuck away from me.
Forever.
Forever. No.
But, like, with the
forgiveness doesn't mean like you got to rebuild some sort of relationship. It just
no,
means
but
that
I don't understand. Okay, so you do you think that forgiveness can occur without an apology? Like, or what? What if the
like
person that you're forgiving doesn't even care if they're being?
like I said, for me, it's that I don't want to think hateful thoughts towards somebody.
Right.
I don't like what it does to me physiologically, right? Like I don't want to get my blood pressure up. I don't want to get angry.
Right.
Like that's just not how I want to live my life.
Right.
So it's like okay, I can every time I think about this person, I can do that and hope that a fucking rock comes flying in from space and crushes them. Right? Or some other bad, awful thing.
Oh.
Or I can be like, well, haven't seen them in 25 years. I hope they're doing well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think about these people. When I do think about them, I hope that they're healing and getting whatever help they need.
Yeah, that's more what gray rocking is.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like I don't think forgiveness means you have to let somebody back into your life. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness to me just means you don't wish something bad on somebody that's done wrong to you.
So, how do you feel about Brock telling Ariana that she should forgive Sandoval? Do you think
I
it's
think
sage advice or just
I
mind
think
your
Brock.
business?
I think Brock is advocating for Sheena.
He says as much.
I don't think that Brock gives a shit one way or the other, but I think Sheena does, and he's trying to.
He loves her so.
Yeah, he's trying to help Sheena's fantasy world come into being. Where everybody's forgiven everybody, or is just kind of moved on, and now we're back to old things, and now let's just all be normal and go out and have good times and or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he wants Sheena to have one less thing to bitch about. Okay, so anyway, we start getting ready for the 20s party, and Brock is committing because we get him FaceTiming Sheena, and he's getting his hair cut short.
Top gangster.
Yeah, what did he call himself? Did you write it down?
No, he wants to be the pocket watch.
Pocket watch.
Yeah.
He's so funny. He just wants to experience American culture, and I'm like, dude, I didn't experience the Roaring 20s. I wasn't born yet.
But this isn't the first. Well, I guess because what did the guys when they got dressed up that time do? A few episodes ago, maybe.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Was it like a?
Was it 7? No.
They just got, I think they just got dressed.
Oh yeah, they dressed up and went and had steak.
Yeah, but it was like somebody was doing like 007 or something like that. But anyways, Sandoval's been doing the gangster kind of thing, right? There's Tony Montana. So there's been a lot of this whole like gangster kind of weird.
It's fun. I think, you don't really care about a theme or to get dressed. I love it. And I'm going to make you and the kids do a family costume with me this year.
On
We
Halloween, sure, we can do that.
Yes.
That's fine. Halloween's the time for that.
Okay. And maybe
But
my birthday or something.
I
Just
mean,
kidding.
I guess I could see it if like they were going to like a theme party and everybody there was going to be doing this Roaring Twenties
Oh,
thing.
we'll
But
get there.
just when you know,
But anyway,
was this
cut
one?
cut to Lala as she enters Ariana's room, and I can't help but think these people are very comfortable around each other because Lala is in a bathrobe
Mm-hmm.
and Daniel comes straight out of the bathroom with just a towel around his
Mm-hmm.
waist. Like they've known each other for more than a few days.
Yeah,
I mean, if you came out of the bathroom like that with one of my girlfriends in the room, I'd be like, get back.
well,
Phil, why don't you go put some clothes on, Phil?
that's the thing. That was his whole that was the whole point of Daniel being there. He was came in for that one shot, and it was like,
I was also distracted by his like 7 foot hair.
oh, I was totally thinking,
That has to be rough on the neck and back. That's why he has to wear it.
oh,
All
I bet you he's pulling that shit out of the drain all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's beautiful, but
uh,
it's so long. I don't even know how you comb through that.
yeah, what's her name?
Lala?
No, the country singer that had hair down to her fucking
Crystal Gale.
Crystal Gale. That's totally he has Crystal Gale hair.
That's exactly what the dude. He has like it's shaved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost
Yeah.
like that. Just imagine how thick his hair must be because it was already pretty thick without it being shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. I was just very distracted by how comfortable that they felt. And Ariana didn't seem phased
Mm-hmm.
by it. But like by the time he was getting dressed, Lala told him, "You have a great body. Good for you." But what else did she say?
Well, that's because I mean that she said that because you know, she was asking Daniel. She's like, what if, you know, um,
Oh, well, I don't know if we're there yet because
oh
meanwhile
yeah, because
we go back
they go
to
start cutting back and forth here. Yeah.
we go and it's bath time for James. And all I can think, do you remember did you ever watch Saturday Night Live when you were younger and there's a skit that Mike Myers did?
Mm-hmm.
And he would be in the bathtub and he was this little British boy and he said, "Hello, my name is Simon and I like to do drawings. Do you like to do drawings?"
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Oh my god, that's what James reminded me of. Diving in and out. And then he even had like bath toys, I believe. And Allie's just laughing
We
at
must
him.
have dumped like a whole thing of bath wash in there or something. Right?
Well, I'm thinking that around the time she started dating James seriously and seeing all these fun sides to him was about the same time she decided she might not want children. But he's
Yeah.
so funny and cute. But then we get back, and then that's
Well, yeah, but he's the one but he's also in there, looking like a fool, but the one that's actually making the most sense, right? She's like, because it's like, because she asked him like why aren't they hanging out together or whatever, and he's like,
the juxtaposition of him diving in and out of the bubbles with his little bath toys while offering the sagest, most logical explanations. It was just, I'm so happy you picked up on that because I'm like, what universe have I entered?
He's just like, fuck, man. He's like, he might lose his shit. You don't know him. You don't know how people are.
Yeah, you don't know how he feels. But anyway, we go back to Dan. I'll let you talk about what Lala asked them.
Well, yeah, and then she just says, well, yeah, because she asked Dan, what he'd do if Sandoval came up to him, and he totally dodges the question, right? Like he doesn't say what he would do if Sandoval comes up to him. He says, well, he hasn't done anything to me, but I know what he's done. I'm like, yeah, we all know what the fuck he's done. What would you do if he came up and wanted to shake your hand? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Well, and okay, so here is where I'm not quite flopped. So I'm not saying flip-flopped because I'm still on the fence about Dan. I have not seen enough about Dan, but it's a little thou doth protest too much in the way that he's so above it.
Yeah.
And it's like we have a healthy thing going and they talk about that a lot, but how he's acting like he's too mature to like. But then the thing that bothers me about that and makes me wonder, is this a relationship of convenience for both of them? And by all means, if you're having fun, that's great. But eyebrows raised because he's in New York, she's in LA. They see each other in real time, not often. And he's not going on the big events. And I understand what James was saying, but okay, so skip the boat. But come to the Roaring 20s party. They've planned a big party, where they're going to dress up.
Was he planning on being at Kyle Chan's thing?
I sure hope so. If he isn't, then I am going to officially say I think he might be part piece of shit. So that next week we'll keep an eye on that. But do you agree with me? Like, he just acts like he's too above it.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm like.
So I'm wondering if he's a little psycho behind the scenes. He might be like super but
I don't know, or maybe it's just kind of like, hey honey, I really dig you, I love you, but I don't want to be in that part of your world.
Yeah, but how? That's so many hours that they're not together. I would rise above it to hang out with you. If it meant being in the same atmosphere as your ex, freshly exed,
instead of just being like, hey, I just need to get one good shot of my abs and
my hair,
and then I'm gonna go and hang out with Brad.
I think Brad, maybe. Did you? I didn't know. I didn't care. Yeah. But it seemed like Lala knew him. Because she's like, oh, Brad. Or Bill, or, whatever. It wasn't Bill, but. So anyway. I think that DJ James Kennedy is my favorite character.
Yeah. Well.
Just because he's funny.
Okay, but see, now I noticed this before they pointed it out before James pointed it out. So when they ended that scene, I'm watching it and they show Ariana's shoes on the bed. And in that cut scene before they're going in that little B-roll scene when they're going into the Roaring 20s party, Sandoval and Schwartz come walking down and they do this little kick and dance thing. And I noticed Sandoval's shoes right away and I was like, are they wearing the same shoes? Like,
well, it wouldn't have been a big leap if they were, because they used, do you mean the two Toms or Tom and Ariana?
The two Toms. No,
Oh
but
yeah, that would not have been a leap for them to be wearing the same shoes. But
no, I'm talking
Tom
about
and
no Tom and Ariana because they
yeah,
showed Ariana's
but
shoes on the bed.
they used to do a lot of shopping together. So
Mm,
I mean, it would have been.
yeah,
I
well,
could see them get at
great,
one
great
time.
minds.
Oh yeah, he does say
Mm-hmm.
no, but I wrote everyone's looking fly in their 20s garb, and then you cut to Tiny Tim, aka DJ James Kennedy.
Well, that's
Why does he look so young in this whole
right.
episode? It's just the cutest thing ever.
Well, and it's also right. You got this Roaring Twenties thing, which the I realize that the Americans have a way different idea about the
Oh, by the
20s
way,
than the Brits and the Australians do. You know what I mean? Like their 20s weren't all sequins
oh,
and fucking feathers. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
so he would have been like a newsie. Like, did you
mm-hmm.
ever watch that movie?
No.
I did, because, well, it was on the movie
No, he
channel.
looked like he was straight out of A Clockwork Orange. All he needed was a little eye thing and a cane and go do a
James?
no. Brock.
Oh, Brock. Yeah, I was
Oh, you're
gonna
talking about
say.
news? Yeah, that whole. But yeah, I've never watched news.
No, but like James, it was just like if he could have just said, "God bless us, everyone," that would have made my whole week.
He looked just like little Tony in our little jib jab
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, that's why I must have got Tiny Tim
Yeah,
out of it. But yeah, and you thought Brock,
yeah. He looked like he was straight out of A Clockwork Orange. That's all I can think. I was
and
like, he needs a cod piece, and he needs one of those little eye things, and he needs a cane, and then they can go bust into somebody's house and go do a home invasion and do
definite.
some ultra violence
No, I
and
can
drink weird
definitely
milk in
see
a
that.
in a blacklit.
It took you saying it, but once you said it, it was almost like he took the cover and was like, "That's my look."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't take away from his enthusiasm
Oh,
about
I love A Clockwork Orange.
it.
You know.
No, but do I guess I should have looked it up. But when you think of the Roaring Twenties, do you think of wingtips? Was that a 20? Is that correct?
Kind of.
Do you, okay.
I think I
Gangster.
think of the wingtips and I think of the whitewash tires on the cars and like
Yeah, because I have a pair of red, not red, but like a redwood
mm-hmm,
finish wingtip Doc Martin, but more of a dress shoe, not a boot.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved them. My,
Which yeah, I noticed that none of the girls did like a flapper thing.
I know, I
They all did like
totally would.
fake suits,
No,
fake
and
gangster
which
suits.
is cool. I
No,
do
it's cool. I
love.
get it, but I mean,
I think that that's one of the sexiest thing a woman could wear sometimes
mm,
is a man suit. If it's just like once in a while, not if it's like their thing and they wear it all the time. But yeah, and I thought
yeah.
Katie did it well. Speaking of, Katie and Ariana are together, and then Tom Schwartz approaches.
Oh yeah, and they're all friends again.
Yeah. And he says, would you mind leaving us alone? I want to hit on my ex-wife." And so Ariana leaves. And it's so, if I take the Joe out of the equation, their new dynamic is so cute because the one night stand he's talking about has nothing to do with sex. This one trip they took, because that was their thing, was
Mm.
gorging themselves and watching Netflix. Like, they never really had sex apparently. That, and it came from them. They were saying that at the end of their, but one time or on one trip, Schwartz was gonna try to rekindle the romance, and so I don't know if they didn't have like room service, so he just got a bunch of money and he went to the concession stand and he got like everything out of it. And then instead of rose petals in the shape of a heart, he had potato chips and candy bars. And then they ended up not having sex because they ate all that junk food and just
Got
like fell
sick.
asleep. And so that was a cute callback because he wasn't. He's like, that's why when he's like, we get $150 minimum on snacks. We get a movie and we just scroll. We don't even talk to each other because that's our thing. That's our thing. I think Katie, as annoyed as she looked, I think she did kind of like that because I don't know.
Mm.
And then she says one day he's gonna look back and say I was the one that got away. Unless he's saying that about Joe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep up with this man. How did
Well,
you feel about it?
well, I mean, yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was cute, but then, like I said, I'm also, just also know that he had just talked to Joe about hanging out together in San Francisco. So
Yeah,
and I can't get that out of my mind because
I
I'm just
know.
like it's it's fine if you don't want to be with Joe, and I understand that. Just don't. I mean, I'm watching what he's doing, and I'm thinking this dude is a total piece of fucking shit.
Yeah,
I can't like he at this point.
I guess that's another question I have. Like, did Tom Schwartz invite her or did Kyle Champ?
I have no idea.
I mean, is she a friend?
The rhetorical question.
No, don't. I didn't know if like I missed
Yeah, no,
something.
like I said, the only thing I know is boom, Joe in the crowd, boom, Joe outside. Yeah, we're gonna go to San Francisco and Whiplash, and that's all I know.
Yeah, but I was noticing while everyone, because they were on that rooftop
Mm-hmm.
or patio, and just during everyone's conversations, I was like, oh my God, what a view. It was beautiful. We should go. Anyway, I think that, oh yeah, then we end up with
Tom and Sheena.
Tom and Sheena. And
I'll let you take it away there, honey.
are you sure?
Yeah, you got thoughts.
Well, I don't have, I might have to let you butt in, but um, I think Tom is being pretty cool about Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And because he tells Sheena, tomorrow I know Dan's here and I'm going to be busy getting everything ready. So I'm not going to be around. He's just kind of reassuring her. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
Ariana that I won't be around and I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of considerate and nice. And I think he too needed some time because he was getting shit thrown at him all day,
Mm-hmm.
every day for those months that Ariana was getting praised for. And he knew that he was in the wrong, so he couldn't even talk any shit, even if there was some to be talked. He did the smart thing. He came back on the show and he did a little bit of an apology tour and he let people come, like he's becoming likable again.
Mm-hmm.
I predicted from the first episode that I was going to come around and I have a
Well,
couple episodes
and
though.
his apology to her too is kind of ended up being not just sorry for what I done to Ariana, because now everybody else has all these other old kind of grievances that are coming out.
Which
Being
is such bullshit too
like
sometimes.
now, okay, so now Tom is gone brought down a level. Now I can tell him about this shit too. Like, now Schwartz can get pissed about the business shit, and he can have,
Right.
and, you know, Sheena can, talk about how it's totally fucked with her ability to trust Brock now, you know. But and Lala coming out and being like, "Well, yeah, remember all the shit you used to talk about me." Like so it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just like the Ariana thing. It was like a whole, I think, a lot of like kind of repressed sort of, stuff that people kind of didn't bring at Sandoval before that now he's got to kind of deal with too.
Yeah. But the part that I was relating to was when Sheena asked him, "How do you feel about that?" Like seeing Ariana with Dan. And he says that he's happy to see Dan and Ariana because he he was worried about her and that she it's nice for him to not have to worry about her. And I think that and so I can even relate to why he didn't break up sooner. Not why he cheated, but
Mm-hmm.
why, if he truly was unhappy for those couple years before Scandival hit the airwaves, it I understand the not wanting to be the one to break up. Like, please,
Mm-hmm.
please break up with me. It's weird, but I don't know. Have you ever felt that
Oh yeah, I think that I'm gonna avoid conflict. I will self sabotage too.
way? Yeah,
Um,
me too.
you know, to make shit spin out of control. But without ever actually coming up to that point and being like,
Right. And just hoping that
yeah,
they will.
which is what I think Tom did, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, well, no, because I think like, well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much about as self sabotaging as you can fucking get.
But
Because
this,
it wasn't even just Ariana, it was fucking Rachel too. So
I know. But okay, so this is the Tom I've been missing, though. The one that seems sincere, at
mm-hmm.
least. And now Sheena's gonna say some shit. I, ugh, I do like how she said what she said. But I'm going to let you take it away and tell the audience what she said because I like to tune her out. And she
well,
talks really fast. It's hard to write.
I mean, I think she just finally she told him, I think what Sandoval actually needed to hear, and I guess maybe like he didn't get defensive, but I mean, well,
Well, she told him, I don't need to hear anything.
yeah.
Sleep on it. And that's what I thought was the good
Well,
thing.
yeah, when she just explained to him, it's like fine, like I think he was finally starting to get it. Like she had done all of this stuff trying to keep them together, and that he basically just shit on all that, and
Was,
plus bringing up all of her, her mental health issues and talking
yeah.
about, and kind of kind of airing that, which, like I said, I thought it was interesting that, on one hand they're talking about how shitty it was that he did that, and on the other hand they're like, but let's take another opportunity to air that little bit of information again.
That's what I thought too. I'm like,
It's like you
and
didn't
now
have
you're
to,
saying it.
yeah, it's like you didn't have to flash back.
No.
You, we all know we were all there. You don't have to like go and like flash it back, but they did, whatever. But anyway, so she just wants him to genuinely apologize, and she's like, just think about all this stuff, and you know, can you at least apologize for bringing up shit that maybe you shouldn't have brought up?
Right.
And like I said, he seemed to be kind of thinking about that. But like I said, my assumption is that he probably railed for 45 minutes about fuck that shit, but they cut that because this was a good Tom episode. And they didn't want it to end on a bad note.
Yeah, and okay, so I don't know. Okay, the the way she broke it down was good. I think he thought about things he hadn't really
Mm-hmm.
thought about for a while, but if ever. But I don't think he should approach Ariana
Oh no, not at all.
and apologize. That ship sailed. If anything, write her a letter
Mm-hmm.
and say, if you I would like to do this face to face, but I respect our middleman agreement. You know?
Yeah.
Cuz I don't I think as humans, as a human being, it's something she may need to hear, but it's not necessarily something she's going to want to sit down and listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, it's like,
And that's what I mean. Like, I want an apology, but that doesn't guarantee my forgiveness. I can be a petty bitch if I want.
yeah.
No, I'm not. But I usually am not because I'm such a pushover. I'm the easy one to forgive and forget if you ask.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what's gonna.
How do you?
I'm just wondering if they're setting up like an actual face to face with Ariana and Tom. Are we
I
gonna
know because I
actually?
didn't get a preview. Did you?
Mm-mm. But it's kind of like the beach episode, right? We're just gonna probably to be continued.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either of them will want to come off poorly.
So this is probably gonna be the last episode coming up here, right?
I'm not sure. It just depends on
Some
because I'm guessing they're gonna end
reunions.
with the performance of Sheena from Sheena.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and sometimes when they go on trips like this, it lasts 3 episodes because we're gonna have some Joe shit to deal with too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see her heartbroken. Maybe it'll be a good thing. Except I don't think they're talking in real time.
Well, I mean, or it won't be a good thing. And like I said, this whole thing has not been great for Schwartz either, right?
No.
Like, I mean, putting him and Sandoval like kind of like shacking up together, like these two sleazy old dudes, like.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be crazy. And that's why I think that Jax will, because he gets so jealous. He wants to be part of everything. So I would not be one bit surprised if they had some kind of spin-off with Jax and the two Toms. I mean, because Jax has a bar now too.
Mm-hmm.
But this will remain. I don't know. I hate to speculate, but I'm really enjoying the Valley, and I don't think they need to be adding any more Vanderpump characters, aka Sheena.
Yeah. Well,
so is this your favorite episode so far?
favorite's such a loaded term. A lot happened this episode. There was lots to talk about.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Oh, excuse me. That is the sign that we should wrap it up. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
And we love you.
Love
Have
ya.
a good one.
You too. Well, yeah, have a good one.